Hello dear students, welcome back again to Chinmoyee's biology channel. So let us start with today's episode, that is Microbial World Part 2. So I have already posted this part 1. I think you have already gone through that Microbial World Part 1. If you have not yet gone through that, please go through it because it will make your today's learning process easier. So let's get started. So what are the learning outcomes of today's lesson? So at the end of today's lesson, we will be able to study about what are the medicinal uses of bacteria, about the role of bacteria in cleaning the environment, microbes causing diseases in humans, microbes causing diseases in plants, microbes causing diseases in animals, spoiling food and food preservation. So we will try to cover up all these topics today. If we are not able to cover up all these topics today, we will carry over the last part, that is spoiling food and food preservation, for the next class. So for getting updates of the next class, what I am going to teach, you need to subscribe to my channel. You need to stay updated that wherever I am posting your new lessons, you will get the notification of that. So stay tuned, stay updated with all the lessons which I am posting, and don't forget to like and share my videos if you are liking my channel. So let's get started with today's episode of the Microbial World Part 2. Now, today the first topic of discussion will be the medicinal use of microorganisms. So, let us first discuss with that whenever we are falling ill, so what the doctor prescribes, the doctor will be prescribing us antibiotic tablets or capsules or injections such as penicillin, right? So the source of this medicine is always the microorganism. So there is a story behind that we will study here down. So the medicines, they kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms, are called the antibiotics. So what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are the medicines which kill or stop the medicine. So what are antibiotics? These are the medicines which kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms, right? So these days a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. So the mention may be made of streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycins. So who first invented this term or this antibiotic? So in 1929, Alexander Fleming, he was working on a culture of disease causing bacteria. So suddenly what he found that a little green mold was there among his cultures, which was not allowing other bacteria to grow properly, or it was, we can say that it was killing the other bacteria. So he observed that the presence of this mold prevented the growth of other bacteria. So in fact, it also killed many bacteria. So from this only he prepared the mold penicillin for the antibiotic called penicillium. Okay, so some of the other antibiotics name we have already told above, like streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin and all. Now commonly these antibiotics are made from fungi and bacteria. The antibiotics are grown from specific microorganisms which are curing many diseases. So antibiotics are also used to feed the livestock and poultry to check the microbial infection. So they are having many functions in our daily activities. They are also used to prevent from plant diseases. Is it clear? Now, very important, many things are there which we should remember before using the antibiotics. Antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. Now, also we should complete the course of antibiotics. So, what generally people do, generally you are giving a course of 5 days antibiotic. After 2 doses only, if you are cured, then you will stop the dose. You will tell who will take the antibiotic in full. So, you can see in many houses only you are doing like that, but it's not good. If you take the antibiotics in wrong doses, what will happen? It may make the drug less effective when you might take it in future. So might be you need this drug in future again. So you should complete the course of each and every antibiotic which have been prescribed to you by a doctor, and unnecessarily stop taking antibiotics which can kill beneficent bacteria also. So antibiotics, however, they are not preventive or effective against the cold and flu and which are caused by viruses, right? So this is the first medicinal use of microorganisms, that is making antibiotics. Okay, it is very important and I think I have made it very clear for you all. Now next comes vaccine. So when a disease carrying microbe enters a body, the body produces antibodies bodies to fight the invader. Okay, so some antibodies are produced when antigen or any foreign particle enters the body. So the body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters the body again. Now, what will happen if a dead or weakened microbe is introduced into a healthy body? The body fights against that and kills the invading bacteria, producing suitable antibodies. So the body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies, and the antibodies remain in the body, and we are protected from that disease causing microbe forever. Okay, so once you are given we can say that once you are given the tetanus vaccine, what will happen whenever the tetanus the disease will enter your body? Already your body is having certain antibodies to fight with that with that organism, right? So your body is prepared now. So whenever the disease causing that disease enters your body, the body antibiotics will fight back. So you are protected from that disease. Now this is how a vaccine works. Several other diseases like cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis, they are being given or vaccinated. So who invented this smallpox vaccine? Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. So way far, like in the past it has been invented, right? So in your childhood also you must be given certain injections for vaccination. Okay, so all of us have been given certain injections. So you can prepare a list of all those vaccines which you have been given for vaccination, right? So it is very essential to protect all the children against diseases, and necessarily we can say that diseases, you might see that advertisement on newspapers regarding the protection of children in the pulse polio program, right? So polio drops are given to all the children till the age of 5. So what happens? Why till the age of 5? After the age of 5 it will not work, right? So there are certain fixed age for certain vaccines which have been fixed. So after that, if you are giving that vaccine to that individual, that will not work. So the work will happen within, like polio. For polio it's 5 years, for certain vaccines it's 1 year, so for certain it is 2 months. So for that only, if all the vaccines are having certain time limit. A worldwide campaign against smallpox has finally led to eradication of smallpox in most parts of the world. So these days we are not seeing smallpox. So it's being eradicated, right? So these days vaccines are made in large scale from microorganisms to protect several diseases. Now we have gone through this COVID-19, so we all have been vaccinated, especially the adults, not the kids, not so anyone above 12 have been vaccinated with this COVID vaccine diseases. Now recently we are seeing that there are several adverse effects of that Covishield. So we were given two types of vaccine. One was Covishield and one was Covaxin. So under two companies' name, two companies produced two different vaccines. So some were vaccinated with Covaxin and others were given Covishield. So those who have been given Covishield, the Covishield is having several side effects, severe side effects, which have come to which have come to our knowledge now only. So let us leave that. Whatever is going to happen, we don't know what we are going to face now, but we protected ourselves against that COVID due to that vaccine only, Covishield or Covaxin. So this is all for vaccine. Microorganisms, that is the in medicinal uses, making of antibiotics and making of vaccines. Now we will go to other important uses of microorganisms which increase the soil fertility, and also that we are going to explain in the next slide. So another use of microorganism is it increases the soil fertility. So how it increases the soil fertility? Some are able to fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich the soil. So the amount of nitrogen present in the soil in the form of nitrates and nitrites, it is hugely important, and it impacts the soil fertility. So the microbes are generally what? They are mainly the biological nitrogen fixers. So what we can call them? They are biological, we can say that these are biological nitrogen fixers. Okay, so this is very important that we should fix nitrogen to the soil so that the fertility of the soil increases. So nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria or blue green algae we have given here. Now, another role of this, we can say that there are other bacteria also. Like, I'll give you the names in the notes when I'll be giving in the last episode. So there are certain other bacteria also, Nitrobacter, Rhizobium, blue-green algae as nostoc. So they can convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and nitrites or ammonia. So this increases the soil fertility, and these organisms are referred to as biological nitrogen fixers. So if you are getting a question that please give examples of biological nitrogen fixers, so what you will tell, you can give the example of Nitrobacter, Rhizobium, blue-green algae and all. So what is the role of microbes in cleaning the environment? Now, when you see that there are certain along with, you have the school gardener, they are making manure. How they are collecting the plants, vegetables, fruits, or they are collecting all the waste products from your houses or gardens, and they are making a pit and they are disposing all the waste there. So after some time, what is happening here? It is decomposed and it gets converted to manure. So this manure is very much helpful. So how this manure is produced? Now bacteria will grow in that waste thing, and these bacteria can be both aerobic and anaerobic. Means they can use oxygen, that is aerobic, and in absence of oxygen also some bacteria can grow, that is anaerobic. So the role of microbes is that they naturally clean by decomposing these fruits, vegetables and dead matters. That is, decomposed substances are used again, they are recycled in the form of manure, which again increases the soil fertility. So role of bacteria or microorganisms, what is it? It is actually breaking down of many plants and animal waste and producing biogas, and biogas is a byproduct, and biogas is also used in many like cooking, lighting the house, especially in remote areas and villages it has been used. Okay, so now here they have given you an experiment, that is, if you are taking two pots, marking A and B, what you will see that in pot A things like polythene bags, empty glass bottles and plastic toys you have taken, and in pot B, like in pot A, you have A and B you have put in one pot with all vegetable wastes and all you have kept. In another pot you have kept only plastic things. So if you keep it for some time, what you will see that in pot A has decomposed, and that has completely formed a manure, but the pot B it has not. It is as it is and no change has occurred. So microbes cannot act on these particles and convert them into manure. Okay, so you can often see large amounts of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants, dead animals on the ground. You'll find they disappear after some time, and this is because microorganisms decompose the dead organic waste of plants and animals. So if you have seen any animal which is decomposing on soil, you will see that after some days it will get rotten, it will you will have a bad smell, and gradually it will get mixed into the soil. So that is how they get decomposed and they clean the environment. So another thing I told, that from the microorganisms, biogas is produced as a byproduct, and they are used for lighting the houses, especially in remote areas and all. So now we will put a stress on the, till now we were telling about the useful role of microorganisms. Now we will go to the harmful role of microorganisms. So that we are going to discuss in the next slide. So till now we have discussed about the useful properties of microorganisms. Now we are going to discuss about the harmful microorganisms. So what are these microorganisms which are causing harm to our body called? So disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Okay, so some microorganisms are causing disease in humans, plants and animals. So this disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Some microorganisms, they spoil food, they spoil the clothing, leather and all, and let us all study about the harmful activities of all these microorganisms. Now these microorganisms, they spread through air, they spread through any vector-borne diseases, like we can say that these house flies, these mosquitoes, these are all vectors. Okay, those who are carrying the diseases from one place to another. So these are vector carrying these pathogens are called, these are what we can say that they are carried by the vectors. Okay, so pathogens enters our body through the air we breathe in, the water we drink and the food we eat. So there are various pathways to which the these microorganisms can enter to our body. So microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable diseases. So which are being able to communicate it from one person to another through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable diseases. So examples of such diseases, we can say that cholera, common cold, chicken pox, tuberculosis and all. So when a person is suffering from common cold, sneezes, so fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses, they keep on spreading in the air. So the virus enter our body from the unhealthy individual if the person is sneezing, coughing and all. So I think you remember that we started using masks during COVID-19. So we started keeping our nose and mouth covered so that it was a infection which was spread through air. It was a communicable disease. So if a person beside you it is sneezing or coughing, that infection will spread to your body. So this is how by mask we try to prevent ourselves. So the viruses may enter the body from an unhealthy to an healthy individual. To prevent that, what we can do, we should keep an handkerchief, cover the nose and mouth while sneezing. It is better to keep a distance from this infected person. Now another thing is that there are certain insects and animals which are acting as carriers. So these carriers, what they do, they are also called vectors. So they are these like housefly, they are acting as a carrier. They sit on the garbage and animal excreta, human excreta also, and the pathogens stick to their bodies, and when they fly and sit on uncovered food, they transfer those pathogens from that dirty places to our food. So then we eat that and we fall sick. So whoever eats that contaminated food, that they will fall sick. So we keep on telling that you should avoid eating outside the uncovered food where the flies are constantly coming and sitting. Cut fruits, cut vegetables which are left open in the roadside and all. Now another example of a carrier is a female Anopheles mosquito which carries the parasite of malaria, that is Plasmodium vivax, right? So female Aedes mosquito, it is causing the dengue virus. So how can we prevent dengue and malaria? We know that we should not that these animals like these insects, they breed in water. So all mosquitoes, they breed in water. So we should not hence we should not allow that water to collect in the coolers, tires, flower pots, etc. So by keeping our surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent from breeding these mosquitoes from breeding and all, and which help to avoid the spread of malaria. So these are the general things we have told. Now in this chart we can discuss some common human diseases caused by microorganisms like tuberculosis, measles, chicken pox, polio. Just you can learn this full table and it will be very useful for you all. So if you learn this table, you can know the causative agent, that is bacteria, virus all for measles, chicken pox and polio. And what is the mode of transmission? Air in all this four is this mode of transmission. And what are the preventive measures? So all this four, tuberculosis, measles, chicken pox and polio, we should keep the patient in isolation, keep the personal belongings of the patient away from the uninfected person, and vaccination should be given at the suitable age. Okay, so next comes cholera and typhoid. So cholera and typhoid, they are all caused by bacteria and they are all waterborne. Cholera and typhoid both are waterborne diseases. So maintain the personal hygiene and good healthy sanitary habits. Consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water, and vaccination is mandatory. Next comes hepatitis A. It is a virus caused disease. It is also contaminated water, through contaminated water. So drink boiled water, and vaccination is also very important. Next comes malaria. Malaria is caused by protozoa and mosquito is the carrier, and it is caused by this carrier only. So use mosquito nets, mosquito repellents, spray insecticides, and control the breeding of mosquitoes by not allowing water to collect in the surroundings. So these are some commonly infected infections which are caused in humans. So in the next class we'll be discussing about the disease causing microorganisms in animals as well as in plants, and we will also discuss about how the food is spoiled and how the food is preserved. So these three important things we'll be studying in the next class. So till then you should subscribe to my channel. You should go through these lessons And stay tuned, stay updated with all the lessons I'm posting. And for updates, you please do subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you are liking my lessons. Thank you.